Hi there, everybody. My name is Trevor Delcom. This is the 55th episode of Speaking with Autism. This is an episode that is unlike anything that I have ever done because last week, 4th of July, what should have been a really great holiday has turned disaster as my home state of Texas, mostly Kerrville, Texas, have been hit with a really terrible flash flooding. Hit a very camp called Mystic Camp, and so far more than 110 people are found dead. Some are still missing, and the police officers, firefighters are still trying to find these people that have been swept away from this horrible tragedy. Nearly 40 years ago, almost the exact same date, there was a bus incident which involved the same flooding near the Guadalupe River. While Dallas Cowboys, Houston Texans, NBA, George Strait, and so many others have donated, they still need their help, and they need y'all. So I'll be putting down in a link below the American Red Cross, so you can go out there and help donate to help Kerrville, Texas, overcome this horrific tragedy of flash flooding. Now, all of a sudden, a few days ago, New Mexico has been hit with flash flooding, and again, they need help. So, again, go down to the link of the American Red Cross below and help out, make a donation, or find a way that you can help the two states of Texas, New Mexico. North or South Carolina will soon also get hit with a hurricane. So tell your friends, tell your family, if anyone you know in North or South Carolina, please contact them and tell them that a hurricane is on its way. And back to today's video. So again, this is like anything that is different from my other previous videos, because you know why a lot of people don't like to talk about death is because the number one fear in the whole entire world is public speaking. The second part is, dying. So, today's topic is why are we so nervous of having these conversations, especially with the spectrum of autistic kids, teenagers, and adults? Well, for multiple reasons. We live in a day and age of where we don't like, even if we do like a certain topic, a lot of people don't want to discuss about it because it's none of their business. They'll get rightfully offended by this or triggered. And lastly, some of it, there's stuff that what's going on right now that we just don't like talking about. And it's really annoying but sad that we don't like that. There are times where if I try to make a conversation with some of my friends or my family, it'll get onto the wrong side of the conversation. It's just like, we're not doing this to try to like hurt you. We just want to have like a normal, regular conversation, even though if it's uncomfortable. Sometimes in life, we have to be uncomfortable because that's the only way to learn how to interact, especially during society. Because society as a whole has a hard understanding of what's all right to talk about and what's not all right to talk about, because every time we try to do that, someone can easily get triggered by something that may have like hit them in the past, or something that they really just couldn't get out of their head because of something that they had witnessed, and a lot of people would have to go to therapy for that, especially when it comes to the autistic spectrum. One of the things that, because they will like to find something that they're interested in, just like how I was interested into stuff. But there was this one photo that I saw on the internet. It's where, you know it had one person, and it says an autistic person, whenever there's a conversation going on, which is exactly, that's not what they're talking about, but you're interested in. So, because we all have our interests, but when you're in a group that's like, like example, full of strangers, and you don't know them, then that's when things can get difficult, you're because you just randomly showed up into a conversation that you don't know what you're talking about, but you have these different interests. Like, but also it's also stuff that you just want to see that what you're interested, because you like to come right in. But the other part is that sometimes when you're trying when it's a hard discussion to like, for example, what's going on in the world right now, like example, the floodings that I have mentioned. you know we don't There's someone, like, for example, there's a friend of mine who's out there as a paramedic, and trying to find these girls, these campers, these people who have been flushed away from the Guadalupe River. This is a tough topic, and nobody, and I literally mean nobody, wants to talk about this, because one, it's uncomfortable. Secondly, they're too scared to think about what's going on, because we don't know what's going to happen next. And three, someone's going to easily be triggered by that, because of the amount of sadness of how many were killed from the catastrophic flash flooding. It doesn't mean that doesn't mean we don't have to be friends with with the people that you're around with. It's just hard nowadays to try to have a conversation with someone when it gets uncomfortable. Research shows that, like, for example, from ABC News, like, there's a 50 chance it's a 50 chance of people not wanting to have a conversation that's very uncomfortable, because we're so way out of reality, because we're focused more on technology, on our phones, our tablets, or screens, or glued to the TV, and we're not actually talking to each other. You're just separated from yourself to reality, because you guys don't talk as much as we used to back in, like 1990s, or the 70s, I should say, where phones, like smartphones, really didn't exist. All we have is just body communications, and we just talk to each other with books, and it's really hard. And back then, like, again, some conversation, there were times where they talk really deep conversations about life or death, or something that is just like going on through the world, where they're trying to figure out what's really going on with themselves or with the entire world in general. And it's really hard that to have just one simple uncomfortable or a hard time trying to have a conversation with your friends, because there's one person who can be easily offended by a topic conversation that you're having, or just overall just going through a lot because of the context of this conversation that you are trying to have. So, I hope you all have a great day, and I hope I am still praying for everyone in Kerrville and the Mystic Camp, and I'm praying for New Mexico from those flash flings, and I am praying for not North or South Carolina that's getting hit with hurricane. So normally I would say the end, comment, like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications, which y'all should do. But let's pray for Kerrville County, New Mexico, North and South Carolina, and please, they need your help because they can't do this alone without you. My name is River Delcom, and I speak autism. And please help out these states because they need you more than they need us. Have a great day, and thank you very much.